Good morning, children. So, today we are going to start the next chapter, that is motion in one dimension. So, before going into the topic, we need to know certain terms. So, first of all, let's talk about physical quantities. What are physical quantities? You have learned this already in previous classes, that all those quantities which can be measured are called physical quantities. So, just ask yourself, what are the quantities that you can measure? Length, mass, time, temperature, distance, speed, and a lot of things, force, pressure. Okay, so these are the physical quantities. Okay, so physical quantities are broadly classified into two categories. One is the scalar quantities and the other one is vector. So scalar quantities are those quantities which only have magnitude and no direction. Okay, when we talk about scalar quantities, we mean that we are only telling the magnitude but not about the direction. These quantities do not have directions. In vector quantities, they have both magnitude as well as directions. So in order to express scalar quantities, what parameters are required? The unit in which the quantity has to be expressed and the numerical value. Okay, so these are the two parameters which are required to represent the scalar quantities. Then we have another set of parameters for vector quantities. So the unit and numerical value, obviously we require that, but in case of vector quantities, to represent them we require the direction as well. Okay, so there are two things which are required for expressing scalar quantities: unit and numerical value. But for vector quantities there are three things: unit, numerical value as well as direction, right? So examples of scalar quantities: what are those quantities which which do not have direction? So these are mass, length, distance, speed. Okay, when you measure length, it doesn't matter that you measure from here to here, from here to here. Okay, so okay, an example of vector quantities are displacement, velocity, force, etc. So we will be discussing a lot of these terms in this chapter only. One more thing that you need to know: vector quantities are expressed as whatever alphabet we use for expressing a particular quantity. For example, to express force, we express force by capital F. Okay, so because it is a vector quantity, we'll put in arrow over it. Or what else we can do? We can simply write F and put a bar over it. Okay, or in books you will find it as F written in bold. Okay, it is written in a bold form. Okay, so these are the ways we represent the vector quantities, right? So you will just go through the chapter once, read the book, and then you will easily understand these two topics. Okay, scalar and vector quantities.